It seems that I always come back to Philippines. Huh? Last year I'm here, November I'm here, February I'm here, and today I'm here. Wow. So it seems that I have a lot of things to say to the Philippine leaders, a lot of message to pass on. Okay, first of all, like last year, April, this week is the Holy Week.
Yes.
I remember last year, April, during the Philippine Leaders Recognition Night, it was also on a Wednesday. Good Friday was like 2 days later. So we were kind of worried. During the Holy Week, will you have difficulty inviting your friends and relatives to our recognition night? So this year, it happens in Holy Week again. I told, that time James was a GM, I told James and Jackie, are you sure you're going to do it again? They say, based on the venue, based on all the dates, this is the best day. I said, okay, maybe we shall do it once again. So when I look back, I realized that Riway's event, not only the Philippine events, always fall on holidays. Few days ago in Hong Kong, I shared, whenever we have training seminar, whenever we have recognition night, it's either Mid-Autumn Festival, Chinese New Year, and recently this week is a Chinese festival whereby you go and pray to your ancestor. Sometimes during our leadership training seminar, we had the Dragon Boat Festival. So, in Hong Kong last week, I was asking leaders, is it that the Chinese has too many festivals? Is it that in Philippines we have so many festivals that our events always clash with festival? Or is it that Riway has too many events? Which is why no matter how you try to avoid, you are bound to clash with some festivals. Correct. So I said, okay, we just do the best we can. We just do whatever we can to make sure that every event we attend, we get the best out of it. So, in every physical event, we do not think about people who did not manage to come. We don't sit there and think about why this person didn't come, why that person didn't come, or whatever. We always focus for people who are present. So first of all, I would like to take this opportunity to thank those who still make the way to this humble event during one of the busiest and most holy week of the Philippine people. Thank you for coming today. Especially, it seems that Philippines is in a so-called state of emergency, am I right?
Yes.
But usually news is like that. The local people don't feel it. But the world news will talk about it. I remember before I came to Philippines, I saw this CNN news that says Philippines is going into a state of emergency. So my husband asked me, is it safe? I said, confirm safe. Because usually only outsiders think it's not safe. But the locals, they live like it's normal. So why does this state of emergency happen? Actually, it's not only in the Philippines. I think around the world, there is this sense of urgency in terms of the oil price, am I right?
Yes.
Some countries, so-called, only have oil reserve till May, June. Some countries have no oil, which is why people are rushing to petrol station to queue up for oil.
Food talaga is...
So why did this occur? It occurs actually, more obviously during March. If you do not know about this news, that means you must be living other than us. Because this is a big news. I remember when we were in Changsha for our Teen Supreme Night in March, suddenly we heard a news that Iran was being attacked. And then, senior director, we were at Boss House in Changsha. When we talk about it, honestly, to the four of us, me, Dato', Ivy, and Mr. Lim, we thought it's impossible. You know, because since World War II, it seems that war is something that people used to put it in their mouth to threaten, to get some deal out of it. But in the modern world, it seems that nobody will take action, will study. So when US has been saying that they want to attack Iran because of the nuclear for so many years. No one has ever done it. So we take it that it will never happen. And then the thing that it happened, and it actually happened in an area that is so close to where we always go to in Riway, which is Dubai. I'm not sure about you, but Riway, we have offices in Europe. We always have events in Europe and around the world. And Dubai is one of the travel hub, one of the airport that we usually do transit flight.
Yeah.
So whenever we want to buy transit flight, usually we'll fly by Emirates, we'll fly by Qatar Airways. We will usually take flights that will fly in and out of the Dubai airport or Doha airport. So when we receive the news that Dubai airport heard some bombing here and there, we still think that how can it be possible? Because it is not a place that people doesn't go to. It's a place that maybe we just went last week. Until we saw videos, we still doubt whether it's true because videos can be AI generated.
Yeah.
Until more and more news comes in, then we realize that, it's actually real. So because of this thing, suddenly, places where we think are safe may not be necessarily 100% safe. Suddenly, places that we think will never have this type of issue happen, suddenly became places that can have these type of things happen. After that, more news came out, oil prices, energy prices, everything just came out. So if you ask me, is the world going backwards? Maybe yes, maybe no, I'm not sure. But what I can say is, no matter how oil, gold prices fluctuate, no matter how the war starts or everything, a lot of time it is still not within you and my control. Am I right? You see, many years ago, when Ukraine was attacked by Russia, when it first happened, it's one of the closest war that I think wouldn't happen, and it happened. And I thought that there must be something we can do to stop it. But looking back, I think the war has continued for 3 to 4 years. A lot of voices, a lot of unions, a lot of organizations have spoken against it, have supported Ukraine in a lot of ways that they can think of, but the war is still there. It seems that there is no possible way or no immediate way to stop, but was before impossible to start. Which means if even the United Nations is not able to stop the war of Russia and Ukraine, which now the decision making of leaders of certain countries based on their own preference or based on any political reasons, they want to start something and it is hard to stop, which means that it is not left for you or me to stop a war. So NDO, we always say, do what we can control. Will we feel scared? We will. Because it is not a world that we are used to living in. Will we feel scared? We will. Because every day we have social media videos, everywhere we are reading news, and usually these news are negative. Because people love negative news. People generally don't like positive news. Maybe you say, no, I like motivational quote. That's because you are in Riway. So you are used to that. So you are attracted to that. But generally, your friends, your peers around you, the more negative the news is, the more attractive it is. So every day, news, everything is about negative, about wars, about all these things. So sometimes we may be affected by it. But since you and I cannot stop it, even the UN nation cannot stop the war, then we have to just to continue to live our life. Well, the situation is this bad, we just ask ourselves, what can we make out of it? Not what can we make out of the war. It's when people are confused, are very scared for what is about to come. How do we stay calm? Because there's always this word, in a matter of crisis, heroes will emerge. So heroes, it doesn't mean now you go and fight the war. No. Or block the bomb. No. It's now when people are doubting their life. What can you do now? So that when the war is over, which it will happen, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I'm not sure, but it will come to an end. The situation will eventually become better because as you go towards the end of the tunnel of darkness, the next step is light. This is what I always believe. So these sort of things, it won't continue without an ending. It will. It's just that when it has reaches the end and everything turns out better, where do you stand? Are you the group of people who just wait for things to happen and wait for things to be over, and yet when it's over, you're not ready for it?
Yeah.
Or you can be the one when everybody do not know what to do, you start to think,
So
what
that
can you do?
start to think.
How should you make your life more worthwhile while we are waiting for this chaotic situation to be better? So that when it is better, you are in an advantage situation than people who wait for it to end. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think this is always the situation that you can put yourself into, and this is exactly something that you should do because it is something that you can control. So talking about something you can control. So what does doing Riway help to put me in an advantage situation? I think seated here, that is the answer you want, am I right? So maybe I can tell you about how Riway started. Riway started in the year 2008, 18 years ago. Some of you are young, you may not know what happened in 2008, but if you are of a certain age like Raymond Dong, not personal attack, okay? You will have known that 2008 was the year of a very bad financial crisis. It's where a very serious recession happened. Do you know that after 2008 until now 18 years, even COVID happened, even wars happened, we have not truly gone into a full recession yet. A lot of situations when we are about to go to recession, things turn. So for the past 18 years, the whole world has not gone into full recession yet. But in 2008, it was the year that the whole world went into full recession. Full-blown recession. People lost their job. In the US, a lot of people couldn't pay off their mortgage loan. A lot of people went bankrupt. And there is this investment issue situation with the Lehman Brothers that a lot of people lost their money. That was the year that Riway started. So to a lot of people, that is the worst year or a bad year to start any business. Because when people don't even have money to survive, when people don't even have money to pay their daily expenses, you start a direct selling company that sells a product, health product that is so expensive. A lot of people, they cannot imagine that, you know. If in 2008 you start a company that sells a health product that costs only $50 US, maybe still possible. But yet in 2008, we started Riway that sells a product that costs $3,688 during that era, 18 years ago. So if you think back now, nobody would dare to make that decision. But we still do it. Why? Because in a matter of crisis, heroes still emerge. So it's not the situation that determines whether you succeed or not. It's how you make the situation to your advantage. So I remember when we started in 2008, we had only one objective. This company, this product must be product oriented. No matter people say how expensive the product is, no matter people say now people don't even have money to eat and you still want to sell supplement for this price, we only believe in one thing. If the product can talk, if the product can create one testimonial after another testimonial after another testimonial, it doesn't matter what the situation is. We create the situation to our advantage. Which is why over the years, our main focus is always on improving the product. Because since day one, when it seems impossible, that is our mentality. That is for product basis. Talking about this industry, direct selling. Do you know that when we started in 2008, in fact, people who never believed in direct selling before 2008, they started to believe in direct selling. Do you know that? Because before 2008, before the recession happened, people always believe in golden rice bowl.
golden rice.
I don't know whether you have this phrase, but in Chinese you always say, if you get a job or if you have this business on hand, you are safe. So a lot of people before 2008 thinks that whatever they have on hand is safe until the recession came in. Everything they have worked hard for the past 10, 20 years is gone overnight. So suddenly things that they thought would never escape from their hands disappear overnight. Properties that you used to own, 7, 8 properties, lost overnight. That's when people realize that it can be gone overnight. And that's the moment when people started to explore direct selling. So in 2008, although it's challenging to sell a product that expensive, but because of the recession, it does open a market for people to be more receptive to this industry. So if you ask me, for 18 years, as I look back, I realized that direct selling has one very advantage situation. It doesn't go according to which era you are in. It is time-proof. Okay, so what is time-proof? For example, after World War II, people start to buy microwave. Because after World War II, people start to have the ability to earn money. Because during war, you had no food to eat. After that, that's when obesity starts to come in. Because people start to eat fast food, they start to eat unhealthy food. And there's the moment whereby company, factories started to manufacture microwave, refrigerator, toasters. It all came after World War II. Cars, manufacturing of cars starts to be a booming industry. So in the 80s, 90s, if your country or if your business is about manufacturing, you should make a lot of money. Because there is the era of manufacturing. Am I right? Which is why Japanese is so famous for their Japanese car, because it was during that era that Japanese created this empire of car manufacturing. So after the manufacturing era came the financial era. In the early 2000s, a lot of banks started to explore different markets in the world. That's where people all wanted to join the banking industry, if you think back about you and your friends. So from manufacturing to banking, but do they last for a long time? You will realize that sometimes depending on the period of the industry, it will start to go down a little bit if it is easily overtaken. For example, do you know David Yo?
Yes.
David Yo is famous. If you don't know David Yo, you are not doing Riway. Before Riway, David Yo was selling watches and clocks in a retail shop. Watches, not like those luxury watches, but Casio, normal digital watch. His business was doing so well that he had at least 15 retail stores in Singapore. Why? Because during that period, we do not have mobile phone. Everybody need a watch. They need a clock. Otherwise, they couldn't tell the time. But as years goes by, when mobile phone comes in, usually people do not need a clock. Maybe some of you don't even have a clock on the wall at home, because you just grab your handphone, you can see the time. I remember last time when we stay in the hotel, you need morning call to wake up, right? You need the reception to call you at 5:30 a.m. Otherwise you will miss your flight, because you have no way to create an alarm. But now, you do not need any morning call. Why? Because you have handphone. Now we wear watches just to beautify our outfit. We no longer wear a watch to tell time. So David business, from 15 retail store to only 1 store. He closed down 14 stores. When he used to earn so much money selling clocks and watches, because it is no longer popular. Technology has changed it. I talk about another industry, publication. Last time, when we do business, we definitely need to have a physical name card, am I right? People who used to be in the publication business are earning money. Because whatever thing you need to print, you need to go to a shop to print. Whatever thing you need, you need to print name card, posters, everything. Magazines, you need to print. Newspapers, you need to print. But nowadays, how many of you has handheld a newspaper on your hand for the past few months? No. Now we do not print newspapers. Only Riway print magazine now because of our cover story, of our cover personnel, so that they can hold on to something. Otherwise, a lot of all these publication has gone out of business. Why? Because nobody prints magazine anymore. Nobody print newspaper anymore. Because people now go for e-book. Even books. Sometimes it's just the smell of books that people like. Otherwise, people go to iPad or their tablet to read on the plane, everything. So which means industry that we used to think will never go bust. It has started because technology changes. Recently, there is a Oscar ceremony. I don't know whether you watch. I realized something. Yesterday I told our colleague, I say, do you know that for every year I will look at Oscar ceremony? Because I want to see how the stage is. How the rundown is. So that I can learn, oh, so this is how they switch from this segment to that segment, and then where the MC stands, because this can help in our event. I realized that this year Oscar, a lot of the A-list movie star was in the award ceremony. I don't know whether you realize that. If you look back at past year Oscar award ceremony, only some A-list superstar will be there. The rest will be the nominees, and sometimes the nominees are not even there. Because they are already superstar, they do not need to be in the award ceremony. They can still earn a lot of money. Any movies they act, people will still pay money to watch. Am I right? But this year, the ceremony, you get all kinds of A-list Hollywood stars in the ceremony. Robert Downey Jr., Captain America, Chris Evans, and a lot of stars that I never see them in a room before they all appear. Do you know why? Because they have this fear. Because now with AI, a lot of things are changing, am I right? Anytime you go to the internet or you view any video, you will question yourself, is this real or is this AI generated? Sometimes you can see Iron Man having a fight with the Chinese monkey king of God. Then you're thinking, did this movie ever occur? But it is all generated by AI. Sometimes you see fight scenes that is so realistic that you thought it's a real movie, but it's actually generated by AI. Although a lot of people still go to movie to appreciate how an actor will act with his emotions and expression, but if you are going for effects, usually AI has overtaken a lot of how the movie industry works now. Even script may not necessarily need a script writer that is so sought after last time in Hollywood, am I right? Script can be written by AI and even better than the human script writer, am I right? Acting can be done better in AI than a physical actor. So these so-called A-list Hollywood stars, they also feel threatened. Because if they do not come out now and try to market themselves, and try to sell themselves, and try to let people know that, hey, I'm a superstar, please come and watch my movie, do you know what will happen? Few years down the road, people will no longer go to the movies. People nowadays, young people nowadays, they have a lot of other things than going to the movie. They no longer need a movie to keep them entertained. There are so many other things to keep them entertained. So, you see, even an industry that from young, we have envy till now, they also have this sense of urgency. We used to have cars with petrol, and we used to believe cars can only run by petrol. But I think things have changed. Now it's not a matter of what kinds of cars can you come up with that runs by petrol. Now it's a matter of what kind of good electric car can you come up with, am I right? Never in my life I will believe that electric car can take over petrol cars. But really, now the world is changing. Few days ago, my colleague told me TikTok in Asia, especially TikTok in Malaysia, has just retrenched 120 staff from TikTok. Because they are so-called revamping. I was quite shocked. Because to me, retrenchment is common in the whole world now. But I was quite shocked because is retrenched by TikTok. Because to me, social media is a new thing or an ongoing thing. You know, TikTok, all these Chinese version, Douyin, all these short videos, they are what keep people entertained now. So they should be a company that is earning a lot of money. But yet, why are they retrenching people? You see, even an ongoing industry also need to retrench people. You know how difficult the market is now? Because they themselves may also have been overtaken by the tools that they used to use in their business, AI. So just now one of the speakers say AI cannot replace direct selling. Right. Why? Because AI can replace a doctor operating. So next time if you are sick, you go to the hospital, do not be surprised if the one who greet you is an AI robot. Maybe this AI robot can operate better than a human. We don't know. AI can help you do a lot of tasks, but the only thing that AI cannot change or cannot overtake is your influencing power. A person's influence on the people around them, AI can never do that because AI has no emotion. It is a robot. It can do tasks like this, but it cannot do tasks as how a leader has on their team. So which is why if you observe, since World War II until 2008 until now, direct selling is still ongoing. It is an industry that is built mainly on products that we need. Of course, according to changes, according to time, we change the product. Technology, we use latest technology, we use latest ingredients to improve the product along the way, but the gist of it is still health supplement that we need, am I right? So which is why the products on hand, as long as it's competitive, we do not need to worry about oil price, we do not need to worry about war, or we don't need to be worried that this industry will be overtaken because it is a valid industry that is evolving in our everyday lifestyle. Secondly, because direct selling is about influencing, no matter how the world is, no matter what war is happening now, if you have the right influence on the right group of people, it cannot be overtaken. So which is why from World War II till now, direct selling has survived. The only changes is different companies have come up. Some companies may have changed their plan to accommodate their own profitability. Some companies may have changed their product to improve their competitiveness. These are only the changes that have been done in the industry. So which is why in this situation, I feel, no matter what will happen in the world for the next 5 or 10 years, focus on building your influence. And most important, Riway has a platform for you to practice that. Because today, even if you want to practice your influence, you do not have a platform to do that, am I right? You need a platform and a good one for you to put it into practice. And Riway is such a platform. Plus, Riway, if you are in Philippines now, Riway is not only in the Philippines. Which means if in any situation, for example, the country that you are in, for example, Philippines or Malaysia or Indonesia, even if that country faces any situation that is really affected by whatever is going in the world now, we will still have 15 other regions for you to go. Which means you do not rely only on one market. We have a lot of markets for you to choose. So which means you will always have another solution to your current problem. So which is why I feel this is a very timeless thing. This is something that will not change no matter what the situation is about. So just now James Joseph mentioned something about change, about the leadership training seminar being the last one. Okay. In Hong Kong, I mentioned this thing. Do you know what is called roti prata? Indian, there is this cuisine called roti prata. It's like a flipping pancake. In Singapore and Malaysia, if a person says A, and then suddenly change to B, we will say you are like roti prata. Flip here and there, flip here and there. Today flip this side, tomorrow flip that side. Always change here and there. So, some leaders, when they heard that May is the last leadership training seminar, they may think, "Aya, boss sure roti prata one." Now will tell us it's the last one so that we will grow. After that, June, you will say, August, we will have another one. And then flip the other side. And then August, he will say the last one. And then November, he will say, November, we will have, because it's the end of the year. So if you ask me, this time, I don't know whether boss will roti prata again. But if you ask me, I think this time he won't. Because this decision was made since early 2026. And this decision and discussion has been what the internal Riway management team and our staff has been planning and discussing since our gala dinner in Bangkok. Till our staff dinner, till Chinese New Year, to now, this is the direction that we are moving towards. So why? Let's talk about it. In NDO, we say to do well in direct selling or to do well in Riway, you need three things. People, events, tools. Am I right? One of the topic NDO. People, Riway has. We have good leaders. We have people who have worked with us, who have followed us for 10, 18 years. We are able to group leaders. We are able to group Riway people in events like training seminar, top leaders meeting. So people, we have. And we do have a great influence, or we are able to actually guide or lead Riway people. Also, I believe. So people we have. Next is event. For 18 years, we have always focused on doing recognition stage, leadership seminar to give the best and the best to leaders for them to borrow strength. For 18 years, since day one, we have been focusing on that. So events, we have done it. The third thing that this year or last year, we feel that we are lacking of is good tools. We have to practice what we preach. If we say people, events, and tools are important, we have to make sure Riway does it too. So we have reviewed our performance and we realize that we are lacking on good tools. Why are we lacking on good tools? It's because we have been using our way of doing direct selling since many, many years ago to create tools and thinking is good. But actually, the world has changed. Am I right? So which is why I say